So Conor, it's defeat tonight in the Vertu Trophy. What are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, disappointing. Obviously, overall, we want to win games of football, of course. Thought we started the game very, very brightly for 20-25 minutes. We need to capitalise in that moment. I think the biggest learning curve from the last two home games, Rotherham and Lincoln, we're coming up against teams that want to sit behind the ball and suck up pressure. For 45 minutes against Rotherham, you got to capitalise in moments. You score in that moment and it becomes a completely different game. For 20-25 minutes, 30 minutes or so tonight, opportunities, chances. If you score in that moment again, obviously it makes them come out and not sit behind the ball and whatever. So that's been the biggest learning curve in terms of, yes, we've started games bright, which has been a positive. But you've got to capitalise in the time that you're on top, because the longer it goes on, then if the opposition get a goal or get momentum, it kind of it kills your flow, and it gives them something to hold on to even more. So that's a big learning curve for us.
Despite the result though, Conor, Barnsley are through to the next round of this cup competition, so that's pleasing nonetheless.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was something that I wanted to do and get through. I think people have been saying to me that we've probably taken it the most seriously in the last couple of years over previous campaigns, and I want to get through. We'll look at the draw on Thursday, and I think it would be great for the lads. If we can progress in rounds and move it forward, then more interest comes, and ultimately you can get to Wembley and some really exciting, amazing moments in your career. So we're delighted to get through first and foremost. And then we'll look at the draw on Thursday.
I imagine for you and the squad, this is probably one that you want to just write off pretty quickly and rather focus on the positives of sort of the last two results that Barnsley have had, the last two victories, sort of coming back after the international.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, look, I wanted to win tonight. There's no getting away from that. I always want to win games. Obviously, look, with the squad, with the lads being away, nursing injuries, we wanted to manage some minutes tonight. Kieran Graham and Luke Alker got on the pitch, which is a positive. Obviously, look, it was opportunity for others as well to stake a claim moving forward when we come back after the international break. We'll have some lads back after the international break as well, in terms of like Josh, Phil, O'Mal. They'll make a big difference to the squad and bulk it up a little bit. So I think all in all, look, after the international break, we'll look in a really good place.
Yeah, you've mentioned a couple of names there that I wanted to highlight, the likes of Kieran Graham and Luke Alker. It's a cup competition that gives you the opportunity to give the chance to those younger players. Kieran Flavel as well comes back in goal, so it's a positive to get them on the pitch and get them some experience.
Yeah, and I want to give an opportunity to young lads that earn the opportunity. Kieran and Luke train with us a lot. They can both hold their own in our training sessions. Obviously, Flav trains well all the time, and getting him these games was important for his development, and he's done well in the group stage, which has been good for him. But I wanted to give minutes to people that deserve it, and Kieran and Luke are always two people that come up and train with us and apply themselves properly and train in the right way that I like to see. So it's great to get them on the pitch, for them, and get some minutes in the first team.
Just a quick word on a couple of players that came off. I think Davies Keeler-Dunn maybe came off early on in the second half. Luke O'Connell as well, and went straight down the tunnel. Is that precautionary? Are they all right injury-wise?
Yeah, Luca was struggling with an illness in the second half. He just made aware to us at half time and in the start of the second half that he was struggling with some sort of tummy bug or whatever. So we wanted to get him off. David got a kick in the calf in the first half. There was no point risking that from that point of view. So we just said, look, try for 5 minutes. If it's no good, then come off. So nothing major from the both of them, but they'll be fine after the international break.
And just finally, you've already touched on it slightly in terms of getting unfit players back over this sort of next week or so with the internationals. We've spoken about it in the last week or so as well, but I bet now you're probably welcoming this little break in terms of getting the likes of Adam Phillips, Mal Dijavinia, Josh Earl back, and with the likes of DKD and Luke O'Connell coming off. It's come at maybe a right time.
Yeah, look, I think it will be a positive from nursing injuries point of view and getting people back, of course. And I think, look, Mal, Philo and Josh will bulk up and help the quality of any squad in this league. So to get them back will be a positive. To get the international lads will be a positive as well back, of course. After the break, I think the squad will be looking like a really good place, ready to hit the ground running in terms of the league games coming up. There'll be no break now in international games over the next few months, and hopefully we can pick up some momentum in the league.